Hi, Samriddhi. How are you today?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very, very good. I'm doing a lot of readings nowadays. And Samriddhi, like we will be talking today about your book, the Mystical Forest, right?
Yes.
So first, before I even go to the book itself, is it the first time you're writing a book?
Yes.
Okay. And how was the writing process? Like, what made you start writing, and how was the writing journey?
So, I wrote this book because I had my summer vacations right now and I wanted to spend my time productively to do something I enjoy, I like. So, I decided to write a book. The process I really enjoyed writing. I mean, I just let my imagination run free. I just wrote it and I edited it later.
I understand. Before we even go there, like, how old are you? Where are you from?
So, I'm 12 years old. I live in Pune. I study at Victoria's Kids Educators in 8th grade. And I really like writing. I like swimming. I like badminton, basketball. But I'm mostly passionate about reading, athletics, traveling, and nature.
Oh, you're a very busy girl. So how do my son is about your age. And he's like, every time he writes, he wrote a book already, actually maybe two. And I told him today, let's write a book. And he goes, Dad, it's summer. How should I convince my son that it's a really good advice to write a book?
Um, you could tell him how productive it is, how like it's nice to spend your time, utilize it to productively to maybe or to do something good, or maybe he could try to spread a message through his book or share some experience.
Well, which is a great, great pathway into the mystical forest. So, what is the mystical forest? By the way, do you have a book with you? Do you have a copy? Oh, the mystical. Look at this cover. That's very mystical. So, tell us about the book. What's the book about?
So in my book, these two sisters, Tina and Minnie, they go on a adventure like through a mystical forest. Like they face different challenges and deadly challenges, and they have to make it. They make it through alive somehow. So like it's basically they make it through an combination of lucky circumstances and quick thinking.
Okay, so I actually read the book, and there's like a lot of adventures there, and it's very kind of going from adventure to adventure. So, did you know the adventures at the beginning, or they develop in your brain as you were writing the book?
They developed in my brain slowly. Like the wolf one I knew, but the one with the bear, that just developed in my brain.
And this is your favorite one?
My favorite one is the one with the wolves.
Oh, with the wolves. Okay, so and so they go, they support each other, and it's really a book of lots of adventures and imagination. Are you one of the characters? Do you see yourself as one of the characters?
I mean, if I could see myself as one of the characters, I would see myself as Tina because Minnie panics too much. I don't think I panic that much. I'm quite optimistic.
Interesting. And and so, how long did you take you to write the book?
This book, it took me about 5 to 6 days to write.
And what was the hardest part in writing?
The hardest part was getting them out of the tricky situations. I mean, I couldn't understand how to do it and still make it seem humanly possible without like making it like the sisters of magical powers or something. So I had to make some circumstances so that they could get through.
So you wanted the book to be very realistic, like not very, but at least touching reality, that it's doable.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And so you finish writing, like you came up with the idea, you're saying, I have a summer vacation, I want to do something productive. You write the story, 5 6 days. Do you use anybody to review it with you? Family members? Somebody's reading it with you to in the process?
Yeah, my mother was reviewing it. Like, I didn't tell my father I was writing book. I told him after completing the book, after publishing it. My
Uh-huh.
mother helped me through it. She reviewed it and everything. She helped me edit the book.
Gotcha. So your mother, let's say, is like your ghost reader. She's not a writer, she's a reader. She helps you and you publish it, right? You just go and publish it. And then when you publish it, what is your intention? Just to have one book next to your bed, making it like a very famous book that everybody around the world will read it? Like because I meet authors that want one copy and that's it. They don't want anybody to read. And I meet authors that sold thousands of copies all over the world. And I always curious, if there is any motivation there.
I mean, for this book, I'm just want like some people buy it, but I'm also writing another book right now, and like as I progress, I want like more and more people read it.
And so did you start marketing it? Did you start, announce? So tell me, I'll tell you why I'm asking. I always see that there's like few types of offers, and the skill of writing is one skill, but then the skill of promoting and selling, and it's a completely different skill. And successful authors need to do both. They need to be able to write the book, but they also need to be able to talk about their book in order to promote it. So what type of activities did you do?
Um, so I shared it with everybody I knew. My mother shared it on her social media because I don't use social media. So I share with so we share it like everywhere we could find it, and I made a video for the promotion that uh, is on social media. BriBooks itself uploaded it like on Facebook and LinkedIn, I think.
Mhm.
So yeah,
One activity that I highly recommend is to organize a Zoom call with a public reading. Did you try to do that?
I thought about it.
So, in my opinion, one of the best way, and I will actually explain it a little bit, is you tell everybody in your family, invite everybody, all your friends, create a WhatsApp group, and in the WhatsApp group, just add everything, your friend from work, your cousins, your uncle, everybody, and you don't just invite them, you ask them to invite their friends, right? And you create like a WhatsApp group that can be like 100 people or something like this. And then you invite them to a certain event. You're saying, on Thursday, 5 p.m., I will be reading my book or episode or whatever. I'll be answering questions. So you do like a video, versus like a video like this. And then you do it like you invite them via the group. You invite them to the event. Like it can be Zoom or Google Meet or whatever. And then after they all participate, you send it to them, to the group, and say, hey, why won't you buy my book? So this is one thing. After that, everybody in the group, those people that you know and those people you don't know, you send them a direct WhatsApp message and say, thank you for participating in my reading. I would like to ask you to invite all your friends to another reading. So, if the initial reading you had like 100 people, now we ask them personally, A, buy my book, B, tell the story of my book on social media, B, invite other people. So those 100 people can invite after that like 500 or 1,000. That's actually a super effective way that I've actually seen kids doing it. Like I never did it myself, but it's amazing because it's like a chain. You go from like the first reading is like the seeds, and then you ask each one of them. Now, not everybody will be a seed, but some of them will be like, oh, I will invite everybody from work, and and then it's like very, very effective. Um, and so, and it, by the way, and also this practice of reading your book in front of people, it's very important for author. You can do it, by the way, on WhatsApp, but you can also do it in, bookshops. There's other activities. Now, do you plan to write another book?
Yes, I am on the process of writing that book.
Uh-huh. Because this type of books, adventure books, usually are very good with sequels. Because the heroes can go into more adventures and more adventures and more adventures, and it's like a never-ending story.
Yeah, like I had a plan. Do have a plan of continuing this in a kind of series, like they go on more adventures. But the book I'm writing now is not like based on adventures, like actually non-fiction.
Interesting. Well, I'm very curious to read it. Now, few more questions. What advice would you give a child that is about to write their first book?
I would first of all say don't stress. Secondly, like if you're writing a fiction book, you should like let your imagination run free. Like don't restrict your imagination. Like just let it go free. Think of all the possibilities, everything. And if it's non-fiction, like if you're doing it on a real life event or something, then you should like let the memories just write or everything you remember of it. And maybe if you don't want something in it or you want to add something, you could do that later, but you should write everything you remember first.
So just put your thoughts in words, just drop it out there, and after that, start forming it into something more organized.
Yes.
Mhm. Anything that you found particularly. So I'll ask you differently. Good books also always have like a very good beginning, very good good story, and a very good ending, right? Did you know what will be the beginning at the end and the ending at the beginning, or after you kind of completed the book, you try to figure out if your beginning and ending are good?
I wrote the beginning, then I like reviewed the whole thing to see if it like makes sense, is it good? And then I moved on to the rest of the story, the plot, and then I reviewed that and then moved on to the end.
Yeah. So this is also very important advice. Because the beginning and ending are so important. The beginning is like what if you enjoy the beginning, you read the entire book. If you don't enjoy the beginning, you'll stop, right?
Yeah.
So the best advice is don't overthink the beginning, don't overthink the ending. Write the entire thing, and then at the end, make sure that your beginning and your ending are excellent, because beginning is what will make a person keep reading. The ending is what will make people recommend the book to other people. Because if your ending is boring, they will usually not like it. So that's now. What about the cover? Like, how, or images and stuff. Like, how much time did you spend on this, if any?
I spent like quite some time on choosing the cover. Like I wanted it to be relevant to the title, to the whole story. Like so that's why I chose like a dark forest sort of thingy, because that like represents the whole story.
Show us also the back cover, because okay, perfect. So you have like your picture, your bio, your barcode, your QR code. Everything is there. I love it. And now I'm asking this because, again, if you think about the reader, the potential reader, the first thing is this, they see the cover, right? Your name should be exceptional. The design should be exceptional. Even your little bio at the back should be very, very good, because those are the things that people will read before they even get to read the book. So, and you did a really good job. Like, this dark thing with those fonts are definitely telling a mystery or mystical story.
Yeah.
And the last words, like, anything else you want your audience to know?
Mm, um,
It's a tough question. Okay. So we both recommend, make sure you read Mystical
Alright.
Forest. You can find it on BriBooks. Is it available also on Amazon? I would assume it's also on Amazon right now, or not yet? Not yet?
No.
Okay, so it's on BriBooks now. Later will probably be on Amazon. Make sure you read it. I'm sure you'll have a great adventure, right?
Yeah.
And I'm personally looking forward for your next book. Thank you very, very much. You are amazing.
Thank you.
Bye.